Welcome, everyone, to the Side Draft Podcast. And this past weekend, we went to the Chicagoland Speedway in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And it's safe to say Kyle Larson just dominated that race.
Yes, he was riding the top lane because he's the best one up there, and he just made that work for him, and he just took off with the race.
Yeah, but for him, at the start of the race, we would have him start from the back because of unapproved tire adjustment, tire change, and he had fun coming from the back.
And also the 00 of Cole Custer, he would also have an unimproved tire change, and he would be back here with Larson. And it looks like they was racing each other pretty good coming through the field.
And it's also to note that this was Dale Jr.'s first booth of the year in the NBC, first booth appearance. Did an awesome job up there.
Oh, yeah, he did really good up there. It was good to hear his comments and when he talked about the cars, and he knew all the bumps on the track, and he just knew a lot about the race, and we get a lot of good insights from him.
Yeah, it's cool because he's an Xfinity owner for Junior Motorsports, of course. But it's really good to hear, that perspective of an owner from the booth. So really good analysis from him throughout the race. But the biggest topic, the hottest topic of the day would, of course, be the heat. Starting of the race was 107 degrees, as we saw in Justin Allgaier's car. Really hot up there.
Yeah, it was on the very first pace laps, 107 in the car. Could you just imagine that?
It's like, I don't even like it when it's 90 degrees here. They're out there in 107. It's like, dang. But Cup drivers in this race would include Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, Daniel Suarez, Paul Menard, Chase Elliott, all looking to destroy the names are made here narrative and put up their own banner, Cup Guys rule. So we'll see that play out through this entire race. Tyler Reddick, though, for names are made here, he will first take charge on the first restart. He would lead a few laps. It's also notable that Kaz Gralla had some sort of electrical issue.
Yeah, on the very first start of the race, I mean, he's just real slow. He was down on power, so he had to come into the pits and try to take care of that.
Really unfortunate. We're looking to go to Daytona, and you know what happened last time he was at Daytona in those cars, or not the car, but the truck. Won that race. But Daniel Suarez would eventually catch the 9, but couldn't pass him. That's something we saw all day long. Somebody could catch somebody, but just dirty air once you get behind them. It's really hard to get around him. But he would eventually be successful at lap 13, finally getting around Reddick.
And as we talked about the hottest topic of the day, it was the heat. And already by lap 13, the temperature had already rose up to 150 degrees.
Wow. Like I said, can't even stand 90-degree weather. Here we are at 150. So just think about that, people. Kevin Harvick would pass the 9 car going for the Cup Guys rule narrative. But Tyler Reddick would learn a thing or two from this Cup guy. The Cup guy who's won about, 6 races this season. So a lot to learn from him. Eventually gets back around Kevin Harvick. And
yeah, it looked like Tyler Reddick got behind him and just learned a little bit from him. So there we go again, talk about the Cup drivers in the Xfinity. It's good and bad sometimes because sometimes they take over the whole race. But then again, the other drivers can learn some ways of driving the car. So it's really good.
And Tyler Reddick would use lessons learned from Kevin Harvick to regain the lead. He would win the stage. And this is his first stage, beating Cup legends out there, and wins his first stage. So really good for him. He would come in first place in that stage, and then we would have Christopher Bell. He would get around Kevin Harvick there, and Kevin Harvick would reside in third place. Then we would have Daniel Suarez. We wouldn't really hear anything from him the rest of the race. Then we'd have the number 21 of Daniel Hemrick driving for RCR.
Yeah, it was good to see Daniel Hemrick get up here in the top 5 by the end of the stage. Just getting the almighty stage points.
Then in stage 2, this is where the temperature says, hello. Have a nice day. I'm out. I'm not even going to try to look at the temperature out there. It's just too high. It just says hi. That's all it says. So, like I said, too hot for me to get in those cars. But Kevin Harvick would win the race off pit road. Tyler Reddick, though, unfortunate for him, he would lose a lot of positions. Jack, why did you let him down?
Yeah, it looked like they didn't get the jack all the way pumped up and couldn't get the tires put on there. Once again, this weekend, somebody had trouble with the jack. It let another driver down.
Yeah, and Christopher Bell, he would take the lead on the restart, taking it to the Cup guys, trying to beat Kevin Harvick. But Kevin Harvick would chase him down a few laps later, just couldn't pass him. Then here comes this guy. Just a normal guy. I don't know who it is. Kyle Larson,
Oh, yeah.
He just drove past him. It's like Kevin Harvick was having such a terrible time trying to get around Bell. And Larson just goes, well, that looks hard. Let me just drive right on past.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick said, yeah, I'm getting the lead. Wait a minute. What's that car? That's Kyle Larson. Oh, man. I'm still in second.
And Kyle Larson will just drive it home. Sunday drive on a Saturday. And Tyler Reddick, he would have finished the stage in 7th from restarting 14th. So good drive for him. Getting back to 7th, getting some playoff points, or stage points, I should say. The stage would end with Larson in first. Kevin Harvick still in that second position. As Clint Boyer says, second sucks. And third place would be Christopher Bell. Then we would have Kevin Harvick's teammate Cole Custer and Paul Menard in 5th.
Then once again we have come in and do the pits, and once again Tyler Reddick gets bit again on pit road with some pit road issues because he was too fast exiting.
And why would this be a terrible issue for Tyler?
We had a very fast car for one thing, and he's trying to come through the field. But Jeb Burton and Ryan Reed and Jeremy Clements will be going 3 wide on the bottom, and apparently Jeb Burton didn't know there's 2 cars underneath him because he tried to come down, and it caused him to spin around, and he collected Ryan Reed and who else? Tyler Reddick.
I bet Dale Jr. was screaming on the inside because you can't really be biased on the booth, but I bet he was just screaming on the inside. So,
oh no, it's my car!
It's like, no, my car! Hold on, guys, I got to make a phone call. But unfortunate for him, he had a car to win. We never knew if he could beat Larson because he never raced Larson. So, really unfortunate that we couldn't see that unfold. Kevin Harvick would get the lead on the restart. Larson had the first position, but Harvick had a good short run. Larson had a long run. So Harvick would take the lead. Later on, we would have, what did we have?
A junk of debris caution on lap 115. The number 76 car, Spencer Boyd, would have a tire issue.
And Kevin Harvick would keep the lead on the restart. Chase Briscoe would stay out, but he politely gets out of the way. He's driving for the number 60 car, Roush Fenway, so they're just looking for some good points out there. So really respectable from him. Yeah,
he knew that the lead cars, they come into pits, they don't have fresh tires, and they just going to drive all over him. So he was very courteous to them, and just to pull over and let them give him the lane. I was just thumbs up to that team.
Yeah, it's also notable that he drives 98 sometime, the guy that was leading, so he possibly could take some notes of how Kevin Harvick does the restart and learn from him. Again, it is good to have them in there to learn from them. But also they take away their playoff points because Kyle Larson runs down Kevin Harvick, passes him with ease, and he's gone. There's no coming back. Larson's gone, but the guy who was probably a little bit faster than him, Cole Custer, takes over second place. with the green lap pit stops, he would slide through his pit stall, and we never know if he could have caught him, but really unfortunate for the 0, but still finishing third.
Yeah, it cost him a lot of time on pit road, and it was really good for his team to really notice that he was over the line, didn't even pit the car, having to slide it back, and pit it and went on. So no penalties. So as a thumbs up to that team for paying attention to what's going on.
Christopher Bell also had a penalty on pit road. He was chasing down Kevin Harvick at the time. Wouldn't be able to continue that battle because the NASCAR police pulled him over, said you're going too fast, and gave him his court date, basically. But that would be the end of Bell's drive for, I believe, his second win of the season. So, unfortunately for him, not happening. But Brandon Jones stays out. He was hoping for a caution. Did not happen. Had to go in with 19 to go. Kyle Larson says, I'm just going to win this race with about 10-second lead, somewhere in there. Just dominating. This will be his second win since Vegas.
Yes, and Christian Bale and Cole Custer, and even Tyler Reddick was the three that could really hang with the Cup drivers. So that's really good for those teams to really step it up. But with some penalty issues on pit road, it really hurt them.
So now we'll be going to Daytona night racing. Really exciting there because when you go to tracks where it's actually meant for restrictor plates, they do put on a good show.
Oh, yeah. And there's going to be 3 Cup drivers in the Daytona Xfinity race. It'll be Ryan Blaney driving for number 22 for Team Penske, and Chase Elliott driving the number 23 for GMS. And also, Kyle Larson going to be in it again for driving the number 42 for Chip Ganassi.
Kyle Larson's going to be looking to go back to back. So who do you think will go on to win? Will it be a Cup guy? Will it be Xfinity?
Well, I want to go with Ryan Blaney. He's one of my favorite Cup drivers. And he's also very good at Daytona too. So I'd watch him in that number 22 car.
For me, I'm going for one of his best friends. That is the number 23, Chase Elliott, driving for GMS, filling in for Spencer Gallagher. I think it's really important for them to get another win. As from that last one, was bittersweet for them, losing the driver, losing the playoff contention there. So it would be great for them to be back in victory lane. They're having a great season for the Truck Series, so it's time to get that Xfinity Series back into place. So look out for the Cup drivers looking to take it to the Xfinity guys. For Ryan Blaney and Chase Elliott, do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, if it's different than ours, tell us who your pick is. And hope you all enjoy the race. See you next time.